What's up, pals?
Listen, everybody, now it's time to hear part 2 of the episode.
Do you like German expressionism? Do you like mimes?
Duh!
Well, have we got an episode for you? What about the talking heads?
That's right, I forgot you picked the Third Reich because you're like, speaking of Germans. Okay, so yeah, fucking Klaus, Nomi, dude. What's your overall impressions? How you feel?
My overall impression of this album is very mixed.
Well, I mean, hell, the album is very mixed.
Yeah. I love new wave music, and I think he does really good new wave music.
Okay.
I love some of the opera stuff.
Okay.
Not as cool.
Okay. I'm the flip. I fucking loved the opera shit.
Interesting.
There were a couple of the new wave hits that I thought worked, but a couple of them I thought were not necessarily, they didn't bang, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude. Just when he says the sentence, "Listen to me, baby,"
yeah, dude.
I get chills. I love that.
Because the first track is so, like, doom-laden and sounds so epic, and then, "Listen to me, baby."
And I'm like, oh, this is more what I wanted. And then he goes back and forth between those two archetypes.
Yes,
the whole album through.
It's weird. I didn't have any of that stuff presupposed about him. When I actually chose him, I was literally only going off of his look. I've just seen his album.
He has a crazy look that I wish I could replicate.
It's very striking, and I didn't know
it. Kind of, his suit reminds me of David Byrne's suit in Stop Making Sense.
Okay. Oh, yeah, the oversized tuxedo
jacket?
Yeah. He actually got his idea for that jacket, which this is weird. But he got the idea from it, that performance that he had with David Bowie. He loved David Bowie's outfit so much that he created a derivation of that outfit.
That doesn't surprise me. I see David Bowie albums that look, or outfits that look like this.
Yeah, so that's what he chose to like stuck with too, because I love that outfit. Later on, he switched it up a little bit, but then he died of AIDS. So
yes, he was a gay man.
Yes.
Hey, he was a gay man in the 80s.
We don't know that for sure. He's never said that he's gay.
What was that one song on here?
No, it's pretty obvious that he's gay. He's just never explicitly stated I'm gay. But there's no way he's not. It seems like he definitely got AIDS, probably from butt sex and not needles.
Homosexual. But you know what?
Yeah.
You know, he's somewhat famous. We can posture what other famous person with AIDS gave him AIDS, and I like to think Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury. Okay. You know what?
Freddie Mercury and Klaus Nomi did the dirty.
I don't know if they were ever in the same region or anything, but I know that he was.
If we're playing 7 degrees of David Bowie, it's a 1 degree difference there, buddy.
Yeah, with him and I imagine him and Bowie did some stuff. I think that
David Bowie didn't have AIDS though, man.
Yeah, one of them. Well, yeah. Or it just didn't pass. You sometimes.
We're gonna have to edit all this out.
No, I think it's all right. But the thing,
David Bowie totally fucked Mick Jagger, though. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, dude, he fucked Mick Jagger. I think he fucked Klaus too, but I think it was pre-AIDS Klaus, or that it just happened to not transmit, or see, this is what I think is the most likely. David Bowie gave Klaus Nomi AIDS, but then because of his strange alien DNA, he managed to beat the AIDS.
I mean, I feel like both of these dudes, if there's a second person on the face of the earth who has strange alien DNA, it would be fucking Klaus Nomi.
Klaus. Yeah, alien thing is part of the theme for what his character... Which, by the way, this is a character that he's, that he's doing. He would do performances and arrive as a space being.
And the mime thing, I feel like it's all kind of straight ripped from Bowie.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Because Bowie studied pantomime before he was in music. Like, he was a professional mime.
Yeah. That's so weird. Can you imagine being a mime?
Yeah. I would love to be a mime, honestly.
You're a juggler too. See, I'm much more with the magician.
I'm a juggler. I like magicians. I like all that shit.
I like magicians. I'm okay with
I think
magicians.
juggling's far more impressive than magic, I will say.
Exactly. I'm on the magic camp, buddy.
Juggling, far more impressive.
Oh, like, you want to show me like one thing over and over again on the sidelines? Cool.
It's not one thing, man. Have you ever seen the fucking Cirque du Soleil jugglers? Like, the
right,
dude will
it's
have,
four
like,
things that he's doing one thing with.
he'll have, like,
Sorry.
a pole. He'll have, like, a pole on his chin, and the pole will have baskets in it, and he'll throw balls in each of the baskets that he's balancing on his chin. It's awesome. It's awesome.
He's just sitting there going, look, I'm a good multitasker.
Magicians all have to, like, fucking hide the truth from you. Jugglers are like, look at the truth. I can do this. I'm better than you.
I like the magic just because it's a there actually is a distinction I'm now arguing for. I don't care. I don't give a shit. But, yeah.
Goddamn.
Well, no, I'm moving on because it obviously has no place in the episode that it fits in. But I actually do have a distinction there. I'm now discovering how ridiculous that is.
You're racist toward jugglers. I get it.
I'm racist toward jugglers, dude. When I see them in their fucking things all in the air, it's like, hey, why don't you throw some knives, dude? And then they do it.
I've thrown knives.
And it's gay.
I've thrown torches.
And
I've
there's
caught torches.
no blood, and it's so gay. I want you to die.
Yeah. I specifically trained not to.
No, I also don't remember where we actually came into this from. Oh yeah, we were just saying David Bowie was a mime.
Yeah, and Klaus Nomi kind of looks like one. How are we doing this,
Let's
baby?
Hit.
Listen to me, baby.
Start.
Keys of Life.
Yeah. So.
I do like the intro of Keys of Life.
I
the fucking.
do. This actually made me think of
just the vocalization of it is so cool.
Okay, yeah. For me, I was feeling David Bowie's Low when I first heard this. I was not in the vocalizations, but in the tone.
I think that is an underselling of Low.
Okay, fair. But I was hoping that the album was going to take off in that direction when I started hearing this. Also,
no, me too. Like, I definitely hear a Brian Eno influence in what he's fucking doing.
Yeah,
and I think that's what you mean when you say David Bowie's Low is Brian Eno.
Probably. I haven't listened to enough Brian Eno really, but yeah.
Oh, dude, Brian Eno's great.
Yeah, I think I've heard it's great.
I made you listen to 2 of his albums.
But I feel like this one's like just spacey enough that for me, I just got put in Low. But either way,
see, but that's the
it doesn't matter
is
because he doesn't go in that direction at all.
Okay, but I will say, Low is definitely fucking has more shit going on, whereas this is like we got vocals and we got keyboards and we got a drum machine.
Well, no, I'm not saying. I'm just saying it could fit on Low at some point. You know, like it would be a part of a different song. I wouldn't say that this song could stand alone on Low and not be like, oh, that's a different one.
But yeah, that's really all I got to say about Keys of Life.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not much to say about it.
I really like the vocalization, and that's about it.
It makes me feel like you would really appreciate Ancient Aliens.
Totally. So let's move on to Lightning Strikes.
Oh, wait, hold on. I covered the lyrics a little bit. It says,
okay.
It's exploring new dimension, new lifestyle by intention. Sounds a lot like me to do something with identity and probably gender. Perhaps. But he's just doing it from the perspective of an ancient mystery being God that's telling us to beware of the sign, which is the most cliche thing you could, like the dumbest, scary God, mystical being thing you could say. I feel like.
So are you saying it's a shittier Ziggy Stardust is what I'm hearing here?
I'm saying it's a shittier Jeff Foxworthy.
Wow, dude. That's hard.
I don't know. I guess so. I didn't pay enough attention to Ziggy Stardust's overall message to really catch if there's an apocalyptic warning across it.
Literally the first track is called 5 years because that's how long the Earth is going to be around.
No, I guess I did pick up on that. You're right. I just didn't feel it across the whole album, so when you said that, I didn't think about that. But yeah, shittier.
Well, it's because there's a rock and roll messiah.
No, I'm with you. Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, shittier Ziggy Stardust. Yeah.
Wow, I think you need to fucking re-explore your David Bowie.
Listen, dude, I remember all the shit. 5 years, I could probably sing it off the top. I just couldn't place it. Exploring new dimension. Yeah, I already said that.
Lightning Strikes. Let's go.
No, I really like the tone of that song. Yeah, the robotic sounds kind of silly. The voices. There you go. But I feel like this song was actually like matching my image of him, where I expected like.
Oh, totally. I put that song on the first time I listened to this album. I was like, oh, what did I get myself into?
And then the next song happens.
Then Lightning Strikes happens.
Yes, yeah. Because, I mean, he has this look on him, like somebody falls around playing like that on a
totally
clavier behind him. But yeah, so Lightning Strike, sorry. It is a nightmare to switch over to this song from the last one. It's basically like a joke. Like, I don't know how he could have made this choice.
Are you kidding me?
It's like, oh! and then it's
Okay, but what song do
He's
you
not
prefer
doing
here,
it.
TJ, is the question.
huh? Well, I mean,
What
I
song
just
do you
mean that they're
prefer?
total contrast. I just can't believe
But
that.
what one do you prefer?
Which one do I prefer? I do prefer Lightning Strikes.
Hell yeah. Lightning Strikes is awesome.
His fucking, like, evil doctor German voice, I feel like he's gonna turn into the Monster Mash in here.
No, that's exactly it. Is he's got like this operatic voice, but then it's like talking heads fucking
Yeah.
in the
I
background.
can't stop myself. The lightning!
It's so good.
He has a great operatic voice, by the way. He's a legitimate countertenor.
Oh yeah. That doesn't
where
shock
he's
me at all.
classified.
David Bowie only worked with the best.
That's cool, yeah. So this song is a cover. This was originally done by Lou Christie, and it was about as much sounding of the era that it comes from, that it's calling back to in the song as it is. But maybe it sounds more like something from the Grease, possibly. But it's very early '60s, with much less variety happening inside of the original one. It was much more of a doo-wop-y song.
Interesting.
Like, who's the fucking like cliche like choice for doo-wops singing guy?
Doo-wop singing guy? All the doo-wop people I can think of are ladies.
Okay.
I didn't realize this was a covers album until you brought it up
I'm
earlier.
sorry,
And it's fucking rocking my world.
You know what, dude?
Like I
think we should
when I
make this,
listen
maybe
to
we
it-
should make this our format. I do all the research, and I bring in stuff, and then you just fucking enjoy it and bring out the thrill of it, and then I like break the news to you.
it kind of hurts.
No,
But
that could
'cause
actually be a good
when I-
format. That could actually be a fun format. I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's great. I enjoy the idea because it means I don't have to do research.
And then we actually get more legitimate response too. People like hearing reactions and shit.
But I typically don't look at track listings when I listen to albums. So this is the first time I've had it on screen as I've listened to the album, and it really just does say The Twist right there.
Yeah.
I never put two and two together.
Yeah, that's The Twist by Chubby Checker, a legend. Oh yeah, I thought it was interesting.
You're gonna comment on other people's lyrics?
No. Sometimes I think he actually chose the songs in here with a purpose.
Of course you did.
Listen, it's gonna be a theme in this podcast. Apparently, we gotta structure it somehow. So let me.
Okay.
I'll start writing a thesis at the top, so we don't have to keep on going back to it. Maybe. I imagine like this kind of song was pretty revolutionary to the people that were hearing it.
What year did this album come out?
This was the '80s. So not revolutionary per se, but the fact that he's like referring back to those songs from so long ago, and then now people were sitting here in these clubs hearing him singing these classics that they knew during when they were growing up and felt like their sexualities weren't accepted. I would imagine it's pretty crazy to see someone on stage like dancing femininely, singing operatically.
Okay.
An old, like very drag show sort of like tone.
David Bowie put out Pin Up probably about 10 years before this album came out.
Fair.
That was David Bowie's cover album.
Fuck, dude.
David Bowie was known for doing flamboyant shit on stage.
Okay, fuck, dude. I'll take it, dude. Good counter argument.
Yeah.
I just didn't know that. I have not listened to Pinups.
I think, honestly, if anything, Klaus Nomi was like, hey, David Bowie did a cover album. Let me do one.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't think the idea of doing a cover album. Just the idea of I was thinking, in my mind, he was doing this possibly for the first time in a club, and that some of those are included in this album. But Pinups.
Let me go through the David Bowie discography. It's David
Googling.
Bowie, David Bowie 2.
73, yeah. That was before.
I was gonna get there. I was gonna call it. It's after Ziggy Stardust, before Aladdin Sane. No, it's actually after Aladdin Sane, before Diamond Dog.
Heard of that? Isn't that supposed to be a real bad one?
Diamond Dogs was the coolest album concept I think I've ever heard.
Oh, okay.
And it just was unfortunately not executed well.
Okay. You're definitely the David
Diamond
Bowie
Dogs
guy.
was originally...
By the way, everybody, he's definitely the David Bowie guy. He's got the posters. He's got...
If you want David Bowie trivia, I know it.
Yeah.
But Diamond Dogs was originally supposed to be a 1984 musical that David Bowie wanted to write, and the Orwell estate said no.
Okay.
And I wish that had come to fruition, because I would love to see a 1984 musical conducted by David Bowie.
That would be quite the thing.
It would be something, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool as shit? But yeah, the twist.
So many things we've missed out on. Sure, yeah, the twist.
I love the bass line.
Yeah, the bass line's groovy, dude. It has like some minor variations throughout the song as well that are actually kind of interesting, I thought. Just like very minor variations. But I like that it still blends in the background, You don't get the same feeling of the original twist at all.
No, and it's crazy because Lightning Strikes, you do kind of get that same feeling.
Yeah, it still feels old, yeah. like kind of.
It still feels like it's fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Where this is kind of like fun is not the word.
Which, by the way, so like the chorus to "Lightning Strikes," the original one was sung like this, like "Lightning strikes again." So it's like it was like those weird, like not quite dancing. It was like more like almost a tearjerker, but sung by a dude who had like a heartbreaker voice.
Huh.
So it was a pretty significant revision, but it still sounded of its time at least.
Well, it's even that it didn't necessarily sound of its time. It sounded of Klaus Nomi's time, which is the new wave music.
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like it's much more callback to like some weird like 50s thing just with new production. That's actually a criticism I guess I have, is that for new wave, for me, I get much more experimentalism going on when I imagine new wave.
Okay, but you
just,
don't like think of like Talking Heads or Devo new wave or like.
Well, Talking Heads is pretty experimental.
Yeah, but it's very dancey.
It is very dancey.
It's like you fucking listen to Fear of Music. You're like, oh yeah, I could fucking rock out to this. They got some African beats in here, but I think you think of 77 when you think of Talking Heads.
I think it's just because the instrumental choices in the music are still blues based that he covers on here that he turns into new wave hits.
That's true.
You know? So
I get that.
So for me, I just. The blues, That's how I feel about the blues sometimes. So,
What the fuck? Okay, Mr. I love Captain Beefheart.
No, I love the blues. Don't get me wrong. I just
Captain Beefheart,
don't get me wrong when I say
it's just the blues turned to weird.
I love the blues, man. It's just that it wasn't what I was expecting when I go into new wave for some reason. So I actually had trouble classifying it as new wave until like I read that other people were saying it. I was like, oh.
I mean, a lot of new wave shit is just kind of like...
Yeah, there's some stuff that fits in there that I never even knew fits in there, like a Kids of America song.
We're the Kids of America. We had a long discussion about that song at some point, didn't we?
I don't know. He replaced the baby at the top with humans, which is interesting because whoever the lyrics are about is a sexual item, and if you replace it with being a girl, now the sexual item transcends the old and demeaning term for woman, the baby, and makes us all in the place of the babies.
I don't want to ever imagine me as a sexual object for Klaus Nomi.
Well, I think you're part of the human race, and he wants to fuck it all.
Yeah, I don't want to think of Klaus Nomi fucking me, dude.
Can you imagine him perking up those fucking little black lips? Listen to me, baby.
Wait, you're going all the way back to Lightning Strikes?
Sorry, no, okay, so he creepily laughs like at the end of this song. Those laughs are, by the way, actually creepy, I feel like. They actually scare me.
Oh yeah, totally.
This kind of horror that he does is like B-movie horror. B-movie is a good thing to attach to, I think, across the whole album, actually. Like, there's a lot of songs that you can go back to.
It's cheesy. It's like, it's Roger Corman-esque.
Yeah. It goes back, like, even the songs that I don't necessarily care for that go back to blues a little bit, or they don't fit in new wave as much as I like.
Nomi song.
The Nomi song. So it starts off with the fucking flute line, which is genuinely pretty. Kind of fairy tale-esque. I always appreciate that anywhere. And I feel like...
It definitely feels very Disney, though.
And I feel like the way that they recorded his voice, I could see Disney, but I would personally say, like, actual, like, theater, auditorium, like, presentation of a musical.
That's fair. I get that.
But that's pretty close to Disney, anyways. But that's 100% what I picture with the way that his voice is produced, too. Is like, this sounds like it's a theater environment.
Oh, and it's definitely, like, Klaus Nomi knows how to use his diaphragm in a way where, like, I'll listen to fucking music and people don't.
Yeah, and then we get, like, a Joy Division / Stone Roses bass line that kicks in.
I would not say Joy Division, but okay.
I think it sounds like the production even to Joy Division there, like with the drum, the snare kicking there, the way it echoes awkwardly. I just in that one isolated.
Maybe. Do you know how they recorded the Joy Division drums though? It's actually really interesting.
Yeah.
The producer would make him like sit there and air drum, but he'd just have one piece of the kit in front of him. They would do that many tracks, and then the producer just put them all together. So it's like, here's the snare track, here's the fucking hi-hat
that's how
track.
he isolated them so well.
Yeah,
that's cool. That makes sense. I was only saying it for that one instrument part. I'm not saying the whole song at all sounds anything like Joy Division.
No, that's fair.
New wave I can hear here because of that.
It definitely has more of the radio new wave kind of sound as opposed to like the fucking arty new wave sound.
And the lyrics are all about, will people know me if they see my actual face? He says in there, if science will allow, would the people know me now? And I think he might be singing about AIDS. And I think he's talking about his face. If they see his face, will they know him? Because he's always wearing makeup. And if they like showed it who he actually is, with their collective brow of judgment, which he could be talking about. Sorry, so he could be talking about them. Jesus.
Do you think people would actually know him in the first place?
Well, I think he's talking about
Like
being known in a like, I think he's saying it in like a romantic sense, or like, you know, like known, like somebody know who his deeper corners, you know. That's what I feel like he's.
If he took his makeup off?
No, I'm saying, but I think that relates to his identity, because like he's saying, if I show my face, will they know me now? And I think he's saying obviously no. I think he actually would agree with you.
I didn't know I had a point. He's not a big star.
Yeah.
And I assumed, like, if I show his face, he meant take his makeup and costume off.
Yeah. No, I think that he does mean that in a metaphorical way, but only as a metaphor. I think that he uses it. I think that it's like he's attaching his identity, because he wrote this song.
Well, it's obviously called Nomi's song. So I figured that out.
He says something about his face is now at risk of developing lesions. He started getting AIDS lesions on his body, and he changed his outfit towards the end to cover up his neck.
Was that really at this point? Because I thought this was his first album.
Yeah, this all happened like within 3 years.
Wow, that's fucking depressing.
It was an explosion of AIDS.
Yeah, he had a fucking AIDS explosion on his face. He literally had AIDS geysers. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Can you imagine having geysers coming out of your face that just spat AIDS out?
That sucks so much, dude. Are those actually infectious?
I mean, blood is.
Oh, yeah, I guess they probably, yeah.
Can you imagine having the wherewithal to be like, I can record an album when you're bleeding fucking out of AIDS geysers on your face?
I don't think he was there yet. I think he just knew. I think he was diagnosed at this point. I'm pretty certain that he was diagnosed at this point. Well, hold on. I think that might be actually something I can look up.
Because I always just assumed this is before he was diagnosed.
Yeah, actually, no, you look that up. How about you look that up and I'll read a long note. There's a super dope, like, carnival part that comes in here, like, on the keyboard, like, wah, 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 wah. And a really super guitar part also.
Klaus Nomi.
That I just wanted to point out, because I like it. To me, though, this is like a perfect 3. This song.
By 82, he was deteriorating due to AIDS.
Okay, so yeah,
I don't know what.
He probably knew that.
I don't know. No, he was deteriorating by 82, though. That doesn't say when he was fucking.
Yeah, it's part of. I know that he at least did some touring and promotion for this album while he was in the height of his deteriorating. So I'm assuming that he did get his diagnosis before this album was released.
Possibly. When was this album released?
Because it does fit some of the lyrics. 81.
But what month?
I actually tried to look that up. You can't find it.
Interesting.
I
I'm sure Discogs would tell you.
For some reason, that is a detail that is lost to history. I'm pretty sure I checked Discogs.
You check Discogs? The bullshit. I'm gonna check
Discogs, dude. Check Discogs, dude. Look at this, dude. Ben's gonna front. No, this is good. Fact checking is good.
Look, man, I know how to use this website better than I know how to use any other website in my life.
Okay, but to me, this song is like the definition of a perfect 3. This song right here is the kind of shit that deserves the Grammys, Ben, or the community critical charts being topped.
Why do you think that?
And for a crowd full of thick-rimmed glasses and flannel snark bitches going, it's just overrated. But for some reason, this is actually underrated and underhyped. Like, this stuff should be overrated, I feel like. But the stuff that gets overrated instead is like fucking Radiohead and stuff. All the stuff that's super just because it has the headiness and stuff. I mean, like, to me, this is. To me, what am I trying to say?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
I'm trying to say it.
I appreciate it, though.
People like Radiohead are out there gargling their own fucking pretentiousness back onto fucking
wow, this album is surprisingly cheap. Sorry, continue.
Ooh, I don't know, man. I'm not
no,
gonna say,
I want to hop on. You're hating Radiohead right now, and I want to hop on that train because I also hate Radiohead.
People like Radiohead are out here gargling their own pretentiousness and self-seriousness and experimentalism, and they're puking it back out on all of us. And I'm not going to say that they're not great, but I'm not going to say that they're not overrated massively either. I feel like half of the appeal of so much of the people getting into music nowadays is to find the whiniest shit they're into or moodiest shit that they can be into. Or with like with some technical pretense to it.
And you know what?
Yeah.
If you want whiny bullshit, listen to Elliott Smith. He did it better than Radiohead did.
Yeah, but even with Radiohead or like Kurt Cobain or somebody like that, I feel like if you get sucked into that I feel like I got sucked into that for a long time. That you're just like trying to find something to relate to, where it's just like, yeah, this person's so miserable, I am too.
But it's just the most generic miserable out
To
there.
me, I don't think that stuff should be the stuff that's overrated. It's weird that that's the direction that we go, rather than the stuff that it should, like, as far as, like, the movies, like, if you look at the Oscars, like, the movies that are winning are the ones that are, like, way overproduced, or maybe, like, too over-sentimental or something. This is, like, that world.
Yes.
Like, and that's why I feel like the music world should change, and this should be overrated. Because this is such a fun album that I don't know how it didn't become a hit.
Well, here's the thing, is fucking...
A song like this one, Nomi, the Nomi song, I think it should have been a hit.
Yeah, I often think about that time when Slumdog Millionaire won the fucking Oscar. I was just like, what the fuck? Why?
Yeah.
A movie I literally never want to watch again. But I definitely think the music industry has had, historically, funner things win over less fun things. Like, fucking Bruno Mars won an Emmy, Oscar? What's the music one? Emmy?
Yes. Emmy.
No, Grammy.
Is it a Grammy?
It's a Grammy.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Bruno Mars won the Grammy, and it's like, you never like find a sad album winning the Grammy.
I don't think I've ever watched the Emmy.
I don't think any human being alive has watched the Emmys. But I definitely feel like the Grammys reward poppy, fun stuff. I just think it's pretentious music critics who fucking promote sad shit. And that's why it's what gets remembered.
I guess so, but even... I feel as if there's, like, more unification in the world of, like, the Oscars with the movie critic community.
Okay, Slumdog Millionaire still won the Oscar. I just want to bring that up.
I think that one was that's a place where it actually did overlap. Personally, I didn't think it was a great movie by any means, but at least it had more like. Well, no, because you're right, because it's not like they're up there giving fucking Transformers awards for anything but sound engineering.
And it's also they're not going to give Godard an award.
They're not going to give what?
It's Godard an award. It's going to be fucking. But yeah, You Don't Know Me.
You Don't Own Me.
I think this might be my favorite song on this album.
Weird. Okay. So this was a Leslie Gore song.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. It was her second biggest single behind It's My Party.
Fascinating.
Yeah. It was all doo-woppy and girly, though, so, these hard riffs. these real hard riffs, man.
Dude, the guitar on this is great.
Yeah, I think it's really cheesy, but
I love his vocal delivery in this song so much.
Yeah, it's really
I wish I could sound like him.
The way that he says boys, also. Don't say I can't play with other boys. Boys! Yeah. That's basically him making his statement that he's gay without saying it.
Yeah, he's very gay.
And he's again, this is a very, old single, obviously. It's interesting because she ended up coming out later, much, much later, like 2011 or some shit, as gay.
Wait, she came out?
Leslie Gore came out as gay, and she was gay all along.
Interesting. How did I not know that?
And she never hid that she was gay, necessarily. She said she made this statement that she was like, I never felt as if I was hiding it from the industry, but I was never expressing it. Like she didn't identify with it so strongly that it became a conflict. I think is kind of the undertone there. But she did say that it was a very homophobic industry, and so she never intended to express it very much in her music.
I had no idea.
And so
that's fascinating.
So it's interesting that he chose her.
Oh, this guitar solo kills me. Sorry.
But he wouldn't have known that about Leslie Gore. But it's just an interesting. But people probably suspected that she was because she ended up hosting this show that was like big on bringing in different sexualities to. It was like a talk show with lots of gay people and bisexuals and trans people. So she became a part of that movement.
Good for her. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect it from fucking It's My Party.
Well, who wrote It's My Party, No Crap I Want To? Because he went on to be a big songwriter. I just forget his fucking name. I'm gonna fucking Google that because it's actually a good detail.
It's on your mind, I know. I know how it is. Yeah, this song, he goes from...
It's one of those things where you'll recognize his name.
Yeah.
Continue.
I like that he goes from a German voice, his weird low fucking Dr. What did I say earlier? Dr. Demento voice?
That's right. It was Quincy Jones.
Oh, whoa. Quincy Jones. The one from Austin Powers.
It was Quincy Jones and Austin Powers.
He makes a kid,
But yeah, no, Quincy Jones, that was him getting his start on his songwriting career. And I think he was like a 16-year-old when he wrote that fucking song.
I wrote it here. The Monster Mash voice is back. He's a self-made Bond villain. I feel like the guitar solo that happens in here is supposed to be a Queen knockoff.
It's so cheesy but fun at the same time.
It is, yeah. It's like it somehow knows that it's cheesy. This whole album
totally. That's how I feel about every part of this album that is cheesy, is it?
Yeah.
It knows what it's doing.
But then I feel like it gets, like, the operatic points actually, like, hit some highs of, like, the art of opera, oddly. Which is so, it's weird to just have those contrasts. But not during these songs. Not during these songs. Oddly enough, I'd say, like, I thought multiple times of Rocky Horror Picture Show while listening to this album.
I totally get that.
Yeah, like, there's lots of overtones that it shares.
So the Cold song.
My favorite song.
Your favorite song? Interesting.
Yeah. This is my favorite song on the
We
album.
really took different directions with this
Listen, this song is gorgeous, it's haunting, there's compositionally a load more going on than any of the other ones. I like to hear some technical stuff going on. Which doesn't define. I'm not saying other songs are bad or anything. There's kinds of songs are bad, but I think he does this better personally. I think that he really hits something good with this opera thing, especially in this song.
And I definitely agree. Like, him vocalizing here is more interesting than him vocalizing on the rest of the album.
He's definitely doing something more challenging with the vocals here, undebatably. Just because it is such a, like, opera is actually known for challenging the voice and enunciation, syllables and shit.
But I definitely feel like the rest of the music behind it's kind of boring.
I think it's boring on first look, but I think there's lots of chord variations that are interesting. Like, because it does continuously shift throughout the song. I don't even think it repeats the same progression by the end. I might be wrong. I'm not good at music theory. I've had trouble identifying notes before and stuff, so.
Well, I mean, it definitely changes keys at some point.
Yeah. Anyway, this is actually just a classical track, though, is what it comes out to, which is odd. Like, maybe you could say that...
Yes, it really is.
You could say that...
Is this a cover, or is this something he wrote?
This is from... So this is where there might be me putting in too much meaning into the album. If there is any meaning to the album. If there's any meaning to be derived from this album, it would come from his choice of where these songs come from, Ben. It's so hard to explain my theories. The song was from King... wait, what? Why didn't I write down the fucking play? I think it's a King Arthur play. Yes, it's from King Arthur, yeah. By Henry Purcell. Who doesn't know good Henry Purcell?
I have no idea. I think you're an idiot if you have no idea who Henry Purcell is.
So if there's any meaning to be derived from that play, I have no idea or the patience to figure out what it truly is, but I read the synopsis of the story, and I have no idea what the hell it's about. There's, like, Tories versus Whig. There's dark magic versus light magic. There's Catholicism versus Reformation. Monotheism versus deities. And all that I got from it is that...
It sounds like it's going everywhere.
No, it's such a complicated play, and I have no idea. It's like... And all that I got from it, from reading the summary...
Man, where was
confused.
Where's, like, the...
And that at this moment in the play, when this song happens, Cupid, at this moment in the play, is trying to summon the warmth of love into an enchanted frozen forest to free a princess that's trapped there. And I think she's bound there, and they're trying to break its curse by singing this song and waking up the frozen, like, being that's in the ground.
Man, where's, like, the CSI Miami of plays? Like, why doesn't that exist? Like, they had to have that kind of shit back
honestly,
then.
dude, when I read the synopsis of this play, it was so overcomplicated and weird that I was like, I think this is a shitty play. This sounds so weird.
Well, you say
for the
that,
CSI,
it's just like Shakespeare.
What?
It's just like... Shakespeare was considered low-class back in his day.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's crazy. There was never just the CSI Miami quality in people's heads that they needed.
Yeah, where's the just dumb shit that you'd go to the play and go, That's kind of what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm sure it was there. Vaudeville, right?
I love vaudeville
was
shit.
later, though. That was like 1800.
That's true. Actually, that's where Gary Oldman got a lot of his musical inspiration from, was vaudeville
Same
shit.
with Klaus Nomi, by the way.
Shocker.
He started off in vaudeville theater. So fucking, at least, I think that there's a contrast here between the first song and this song, because they're both the words of God figures. And that one was an old supernatural being, and this one is being woken up and wants to go back to sleep and avoid life. So they're both kind of warning against something in a way, but not really. Like, I feel like I don't know.
It's
the first one is holding the
have
keys
two
to
God
life.
Figures
Yeah.
on your album, and then the rest of the album is, hey, let's cover the twist.
Yeah. And the first one, the difference is that the first one, which is the character of that, like, Nomi created, it has the keys of life, and it warns us to watch out for a sign. And then this one is an ancient supernatural being that wants nothing more than to die and to return to down where it came from and to deny life. That comes in here, which is, it's just an odd contrast that happens to either be in here or is deliberate. I don't know. But fucking, again, Nightmare going from the
Good
last
song.
song, the Nomi song, into this one. It's just like, what the fuck?
Whoa, you just skipped You Don't Own Me.
Oh, sorry, that's what I meant. You don't owe me into this one.
Arguably the best song
Sorry,
on the
that's
album.
what I meant to say. Inarguably, Cold Song wins. No, wasting my time.
I've actually been listening to it for the past 2
Whoopsie
minutes.
daisy.
Wasting my time, possibly second or third favorite track on the song.
Really?
Yeah.
This one is definitely the closest to mall new wave I wrote, bordering on disco beat, comma, and it's, I think, the weakest, comma, very repetitive.
Interesting. I really love the way he vocalizes on this track over like a standard 80s
Okay.
new wave beat.
And yeah, that is definitely a twist to it. And for sure, the lyrics, every time he starts here and he's like kind of straining into a higher note, it is interesting.
No, totally. And I love
It's
when he
borderline
goes to the
feeling.
chorus. When he goes to the chorus and he has the backing vocals behind him, I think that's really fucking cool.
Okay. When they start doing the ooh-woos, or is there more?
When you start doing the oohs is like the pre-chorus.
Okay. The lyrics on this one are original also. This is an original composition.
Good
and
for
they
him.
are extremely simple and unclear. They're just about that someone feels he feels love for someone, but at the same time he feels that it's wasting his time. Which, what? And that's it. That's all the information we get.
You've never had that feeling, TJ?
I know. I mean, I want more details. There's nothing I can. I feel like there's nothing you can take from.
He's
that.
wasting his time, but he still wants to be with the person.
Yeah, I get it.
You-
But there's meaningless drivel. Like, why would you make a song about that and then not add
Look.
more details or different metaphors, metaphorical ways of saying it
Look,
that expand into different
here's-
territories?
Number one hit song by the Minutemen. You listen to that song.
Okay.
And it's a good song regardless of just criticizing fucking pop music in general. But it's basically a pop song.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I don't know because I don't remember the lyrics to that song.
Number one hit song is fucking... Oh, God.
Well, remember, I've never really sat down and read lyrics to a lot of shit.
I listen to Double Nickels on the Dime once a week.
I'd say I had 2 strong phases with that album. They were strong though, like they were months long. But that's kind of how I listen to music. I usually don't keep anything around all the time.
No, I've been listening to Double Nickels on the Dime every Monday for about 2.5 years.
Double nickel on the dime Monday. It's good.
Yeah, no, it's Minuteman Monday. Is what I call it.
Nice. But the lyrics, he could have also been talking about being afraid that he was going to hurt the one that he loved because he knew he was going to die from the great butt bummer of the 1980s.
That great butt
The great
bummer.
butt bummer.
Do you want an abscess on your anus? Well, let me guess.
But if so, that actually makes the song really sad. If that was the context, in which case, I wish there was more to point towards that parallel or hint towards it. But the lyrics are very
also,
simple.
if you're in love with someone and you know you have AIDS,
Yeah.
it's also I think Klaus Nomi's kind of the bad guy unless he's wasting his time because he knows he can't have sex with him because it would kill him.
I mean, it doesn't have to just be sex, you know.
Well, why would that be wasting your time?
No, that's not. That's what I'm saying. Like he doesn't have to be the bad guy. Maybe they just in this context, they could have still not been having sex, but loved each other. And he's like, I guess I'm wasting my time now. I'm just making him get attached to me, and I'm gonna die in the great butt bummer.
That's true. Hey, that's depressing as shit. All
I
right.
do like the ending, the voices that come in to fade with his voice.
Just the fade out there. I get you.
Total Eclipse.
Fucking now it's got full new wave.
Yeah.
Fucking shit again.
It recalls like a tunier version of late The Who, is what I wrote. Like Eminence front time.
I get that.
Speaking of CSI. Oh, if there's an apocalyptic sign we're being told to look out for in the first song, I think it appears here as the total eclipse of the sun. By the way, they wrote this one.
He wrote this one. Interesting. So he wrote... What ones did he wrote? Nomi Song?
Nomi Song. He wrote the first one also, the Keys of Life.
Key of Life.
Complicated one. And Wasting My Time.
Wasting My Time, and this is the fourth
Yeah.
one. This is the last one he
Yeah.
wrote.
The fun, it's, the lyrics are, everybody's kind of in agreement. It seems pretty clear that it's about kind of fear of the Cold War, and there's not too much else that's going on lyrically as far as I can tell. There might be a combination
Yeah.
in there about people not caring about it, because even if they showed up in their chemise Lacoste, which was a brand name shirt that is expensive, they're worried about petty things. Perhaps if somebody, then he says, if somebody calls, tell them we're all out. So, we're all out, and then they become French fries. He could be saying that it's like, sorry, I should read my note, and then that's probably what I should do. Read it first, and then if there might be like a secondary message here that it doesn't matter even if the Cold War does happen because we are too busy consuming things.
Yeah.
Because he makes reference to
or
French
that
fries,
he's gonna die of
which
AIDS
will cost.
before that
That's
happens.
true. Everybody might die of AIDS. At that point, yeah, it was still an epidemic. They didn't know what the fuck was going on, probably. I don't know. At what point did they know? It was because at this point, 81 was the year that Reagan became president. So I know that he was the one known for like denying that AIDS, like suppressing research and news about it.
He's also not American.
Reagan? Oh no.
No,
Well,
Klaus
yeah, but he
Nomi.
lived in America.
Did
Yeah,
he?
he lived in America. He lived in New
Interesting.
York. He's a part of the New York scene. He may have actually met Lou Reed. Like, he may have been a part of one of those people. No, I guess that was back in the 60s.
Well, Lou Reed was still in New York in the 80s, dude.
Was he? I don't actually know.
You ever listen to fucking New York? That's a good album.
Yeah, oh, but the song could also be indicating that the ancient god that is woken up 2 songs ago was frozen from the nuclear winter. And love is the thing that we need to break the frozen enchantment.
To unfreeze the god?
Yeah, dude.
Why would you want to do that?
Because it was frozen from the nuclear winter, dude, and it was hate.
Yeah, but he's also
Oh
an
yeah, because
evil
then love
god.
would have, I guess, wake up. No, that god was. It's because that god was frozen and wanted to die, that the frozen became enchanted, and that the princess got stuck. So it's not
Interesting.
necessarily that like the god was evil. It's just that the god was the thing that had to be woken up to make the girl be able to be freed from the forest. It's more of like a almost Greek conception of a god instead of that sense. It's like a
So
was I
wait,
saying it was
then
evil
Klaus
earlier? 'Cause if
Nomi-
so, it's not. I didn't mean to.
You might have, you might not have. I don't know. So did Nomi not then write Nomi Chant?
Oh, they did. I'm sorry. There's just no lyrics to that one.
So there's 5 songs
There's 5,
that he
yeah.
wrote.
But yeah, Total Eclipse. I couldn't find myself terribly impressed with the music personally.
Neither could I.
Okay.
It's kind of boring.
And I mean, I know that interpretation about the nuclear winter thing could be a stretch and is gay, but I wrote also he's into men and he probably is into stretching. Therefore.
Total eclipse of the whole. I get ya. So Nomi Chant.
Yeah, I guess let's move on to the next song. I'm still in that one. Nomi Chant. So this reprises
It's
all
kinda-
of the first song's haunting tones.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a incidental Ligeti song. Giorgio Ligeti made songs that sound a lot like this. He's a classical composer. Modern.
I get
modern
that.
classical. He did the 2001 Space Odyssey shit.
I'm aware.
That's for the viewers. It's for the viewers. Or a bridge.
You're just gonna judge
Or
me.
a bridge to another song, possibly in low. This does. I still see some low tones here. I noted. But unfortunately, it seems like it's climaxing to something, and what it climaxes to is just something that is just bam, and then it fades into the next song.
The next song that you have to fucking look
Yeah,
on
they
YouTube
don't
for.
have it on Spotify. Which, I just wanted to linger with you for a little bit and go over the ending, if you're willing. Because there's a guy, do you hear at the very end that he yells something? It goes boom, and then
At the end of Nomi
Yeah.
Chant?
you hear a guy
Let me
go
see. At the very end?
very end. So you're gonna have to turn it up loud to hear it. There's like a guy in the distance going. It's at
Uh,
150,
is there a-
150 to 151. There's some guy in the back. And if you're incapable of,
I did hear
Okay,
that.
okay.
I did hear it that time.
what do you think he's saying?
Ah!
There's no note of it anywhere. I tried to find anybody who commented on this, and nobody says anything.
I think
As
it's...
far as I can.
I
Well, when I hear it, I hear either
don't hear
I hear
that,
that, or I
TJ.
say "Hi humans."
That's better.
I hear "Heil humans." Do you think
Yeah.
it's completely indiscernible? Because I feel like as if there's a strong H there at the beginning, and that there's a
I feel like it's fairly indiscernible.
Okay. Because I also got a third reading where he could have said, "I'm human."
That's
I'm
true.
human."
He might have been able to say I'm human. I don't think he said Heil
I
Hitler.
think he could have. Listen, if there's anything with supporting evidence, he did come from
see.
Germany. That's enough.
Let me fucking do this a few more times.
I don't think it's completely discernible. It probably is with like enough audio equipment, though. It's just interesting that it's there.
But yeah, Samson
Okay,
and
so
Delilah.
let's start that one up.
Aria. It's an aria.
It is an aria, and again, it's just a fucking classical piece of music.
Very operatic.
Very much. In fact, this is considered a very challenging song in opera.
Interesting.
So, that he did it so well was a thing that he was lauded for, given credit for.
I mean, how do we know he did it
I
well?
read some blogs that were made by classical people, and they explained stuff, which I will cover here,
Okay.
if you want. There's so many notes I've not covered, by the way. There's like a bunch on different songs, but I did make sure to like do an extra secondary thing for each one. And on this one, I took just a bunch of notes on the classical cred that he got.
Well, I'm happy you got the cred.
So this, I would say, might be a very deliberate and interesting choice. To conclude the album with not only a classical piece, Benjamin, but a classical piece which is from an ancient biblical story. See, Samson and Delilah is, of course, from the Bible. And he's
The Bible?
And he's contrasting it with...
I've heard of this book you speak of, the Bible, before.
It's a classic. You gotta read it. So here, because he's contrasting this with the exit. At the end of the song, it suddenly has an exit of a spaceship flying away and beeping. And it could be he contrasted it with the exit of his alien formed spaceship and beeps and summoned this song.
I feel like that sounds like a metaphor for death.
Okay, so anyways, he summoned in this song, if you will, what arrived at the end of the spaceship sounds that preceded it at the end of the last song, is a song where he's asking to be known. This whole thing is literally Delilah begging Samson to come know her and have sex with her.
He wants to be known.
And he doesn't wanna. The whole book is about him knowing, him pretty sure that God's given him signs that say no, and then he ends up doing it. He still does it. And then she was conspiring the whole time and decides to like cut his hair because once he trusts her, he tells her that his weakness is his hair. He's like the strongest person in the world.
Oh, Samson!
Yeah.
I know Samson.
This is Samson with the hair. That's his strength.
He loses all his strength.
It's because this bitch seduces him.
This was my favorite Bible story when I was growing up.
This is what I remember the most when I was growing up too. That's weird. But yeah, this is Delilah seducing him in this song.
Interesting. Okay, that's
this
cool.
Is,
Do you think that's Klaus Nomi talking about how he got seduced into getting AIDS?
Well, it's interesting. You know, it is interesting. Yes. Ben, yes, I do.
Look, it was a straightforward reading. I feel like that was right there on the table. I just had to take it.
Yeah, that is what I think. Yeah, if you covered it, that's fucking... Because, I mean, it would be Samson, like, failed to resist what he knew and suspected to be God's wishes, and she trapped him. And so I feel like he thought that possibly in the context of AIDS that this could be a punishment for his homosexuality.
But didn't also Samson get that one moment where he got his strength back to escape?
Yeah.
Is that what Klaus Nomi was hoping for?
He was
hoping
to escape. He has to sacrifice himself.
Oh, that's right. He tears down the whole building and he gets collapsed
Yep.
under it.
And so he
that's right. I know my Bible.
Sacrifices himself to the cause as a sinner, hoping for retribution.
You know, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a cool way to end the album. If I hadn't known the context, I wouldn't have liked it nearly.
Why not? I do really like that actually as a musical piece. It took me like the fourth listen before I actually even I think distinguished like the movements within it. But I think it actually is a nice piece because there's a lot of classical music that's boring as shit that's kind of in that tone. And I think that would accomplish like of classical music, like there's like the Bach relaxing shit, which still has like really catchy melodies and stuff that happen. But then there's the stuff that like shifts in almost a dreamy way where you don't even realize the shifts happen. And that's what this is. It's more of like a My Bloody Valentine of classical music.
Well, yeah, no. That's how I feel about the what's the fucking word?
Porn.
Oh, I don't know the word for classical genres, man. I used to.
Baroque.
Oh, no, Baroque's
Romantic.
too early. I want later. Romantic's still early, but closer. Classical's earlier than romantic.
Okay. I don't know the actual order. Classical genres, dude. Let's do it.
It's like Monet. Impressionism.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Impressionistic classical music I love.
Did you like this one more than the other one?
About the Samson Delilah?
Yeah.
Did I like it more than less than what was the other one? The Cold Song?
Yeah.
That's a tough call. I think I like this more than that.
The Cold Song, I can't deny. Like I feel like really intense when I'm listening to it. It gets me excited. There was this.
That's fair. The Cold Song kind of reminds me of that one song from Cowboy Bebop, where he's falling out of the church window.
Oh, the Rain song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does. It has like a similar build, like towards like louder. But it's somehow from like an understate, like it's I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you 100%. Maybe I should say I'm with you 90% actually, because I don't know how to explain that same tone. But yes, I get the same feeling. It's very suspenseful.
I really like that Cowboy Bebop song.
Me too.
I just think it's better than that song.
You want me to go into some of the
overall opinions?
Hold on, should we have an educational section about the classical details? Are you interested in that, or should we do that or should we not do that? I don't care either way.
I can hear you again now. What were you saying?
Saying, do we want to have a doodle-doodle-doo? We'd have a soundboard enter here. a little educational part on the musical aspects of the song.
Sure.
Should we learn some terms and shit?
I know some terms and shit, dude.
All right, Ben. If you replay the song,
I want you to give me a multiple choice question.
Oh fuck! Afterwards?
No, right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
About
I want
what?
you to test me.
About what? Oh, what?
Musical knowledge.
What words are going to come up here? We'll do it over time. That could be actually a good way of us garnering points to use against each other.
That would be fun. But continue with whatever you had planned.
This aria is in 3/4, but
Okay.
common time for the refrain with a basically andantino tempo, which is like medium fast pace.
Medium fast, yeah, I'm aware. I was in band.
But slowing for the refrain has a vocal range. It's new to me, Ben. It slows for the refrain. Has a vocal range of B flat 3 to G flat 5.
See, I wouldn't have known that. That's a hard one.
There you go. And it has the tessitura with the tessitura from E flat 5/4 to E flat 5.
Interesting.
Do you know what the tessitura is, Ben?
No.
Knew it. I'm not going to tell you. Almost all lines. No, just a tessitura, I guess, is like the key, like core range that is the tonic of the vocal range across a song. Which I didn't know that they even measured that.
Would that just be the key?
I didn't even know that they measured that. No, the key is like too many notes inside the range. It's like the specific. It's like exactly.
It's like the vocalists.
Where all
the vocalists.
Go ahead.
Fucking ability to reach, or
that they're supposed to reach within the song. The entire range of notes, like from the highest to the lowest, which place represents the tonic mid-range that like meets both points. Apparently, there's a way to measure that, and it's between E flat 5/4 and E flat 5.
I like E flat.
E flat.
It's a fun
4
note.
to 5. Sorry. Almost all lines in this song, especially the cellos, play in divisi. Do you know what that means, Ben?
What that means?
Oh, Ben, let me tell you. The cellos play in divisi, which means that some of them play one part, and then another one picks up the next line to finish one melodic line.
Oh, so it's like a round.
It's like a round.
Row, row, row your boat.
Yeah,
lay down the street. You gotta.
Nobody
you gotta
completes
get,
that full melody. It's as if I did the row, and then you did the next row, and then somebody else did the your boat.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's called a divisi. And considering the arrangements he made for some of his concert footage, I'm pretty sure that he actually did have a full arrangement here for the studio recording of it. Because that would be a matter of like actually arranging it rather than necessarily like you could just play the notes on one cello if you wanted. But I think he actually probably did do it. The accompaniment is primarily reiterated notes, which is essentially the same as like saying tremolo or something. Like the notes are just repeated, like strummed on, and then falling chromatic lines for the second verse. Then the refrain has ascending broken chords. Now, did you know what broken chords are, Ben?
I have a guess.
Go for it.
Are the chords played on different instruments?
God damn it, Ben, you're so right. He knows more than I wanted. I think you win 2 points.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it's like when one chord, like some of the notes are played.
Like the bass will play the root and the guitar will play the fucking third and something else play the fifth.
Yes. Yeah. No, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But I seem to have trouble identifying what chromatic lines are, how exactly the ascending broken chords don't overtake the chromatic lines when I listen to this. So even though I'm saying all this stuff and that I read it, I have no idea what it means, actually.
That's fair.
I can't actually identify it when I'm listening to it. Now, furthermore, this is considered a harder piece because of the melismatic setting of the lyrics.
What does the word melismatic
Oh,
mean?
I'm so glad that you asked, Ben. Now, melismatic is a singing style where one syllable of text is moves through multiple different notes.
Oh, so...
No, because now you're doing multiple syllables. So it would be just holding the and then going and it's all and that's what that's called apparently. I just never thought of as a word. But melismatic. There's where one syllable goes through many notes, and many parts of that are within legato singing, which is over long periods of time. And legato is being one sustained note variation without a single break of breath. So
I knew that word.
So this song is apparently it's a big challenger. pretty challenging opera song. That's all I got. My summary of the album is that it's basically a drag show made music.
It's the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but less exciting.
Actually, I don't know. No, yeah, I'd probably watch Rocky Horror Picture Show more than listen to this.
So what do you give it, baby?
What do I give it, baby? Listen, man, I know you're gonna get upset. I give it a 6.
You're gonna rate this over the Residents, and that's gonna hurt my feelings.
I give it a 6.8. I give it a 6.8. I think that there's a message that possibly comes through in a really cleverly created way through the covers.
Over the Residents, man, that hurts.
Yeah,
that hurts my feeling.
Listen, I like the Residents, dude. It's just that album. It didn't bang on me enough. It didn't bang.
Damn.
I still listen. They're both 6s. End of the day.
It's true.
That's what I'm doing. But yeah. I think that they did a lot of good production work on here to make that B movie like Advantage work for them, which is so weird because then it's next to like a super well produced classical track.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah, it's interesting. But
I'm definitely feeling CC plus.
CC plus, that'd be like a 6 or a 7.
CC plus as average.
Okay.
So
yeah,
it's average to slightly above average.
I don't know if it's particularly deep or well thought out, but I think there's an argument that there at least kind of is, even though there's lots of cheesiness and other stuff thrown on top of it that's just for the fun. I think that he has at least put together something here about gender and his identity, and I'm sure could really resonate for people who enjoy toying around with those ideas. It's not exactly my thing. I was really hoping for something my thing, but my thing would be a lot creepier.
It wasn't.
I was hoping this was going to be one super creepy. Really.
It was not.
And it turns out it
was fairly generic.
Yeah. Unless you're like a real, I'm not that scared of gay people, but maybe that would have gotten me creeped out more. And people who love novelty stuff will have a lot to enjoy here, which I did enjoy a lot here. And sometimes I will feel like listening to this, but probably not too often. And it wasn't impressive beyond like just my taste orientation for me to be like, yeah, still 7. I'm gonna try to make myself like this just because I'm so impressed by it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, TJ.
Eh?
You want to hear what I got?
I think it's time. What should we call this segment? We got to come up with names for different segments.
This segment's called "What Are We Doing Next?"
What are we doing next week? It's pretty good.
TJ, I don't think this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
I sent you a link.
Let's
Now, TJ.
Right.
Now, TJ.
Okay.
Here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
So you gotta tap the space bar along with the beat. You see that?
Not yet. Sorry. Start tempo calculator. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, this is terrible. I've had a terrible idea here.
Okay.
But what you're gonna do is try to match the beat of your average jack-off speed.
What? Is this your way of shuffling between your ideas? Like
No, this is one of my ideas. This is the idea that I thought would not pan out well, but I'm curious.
Okay, all right. Average. Oh, dude, that's complicated.
Just like you're beating it.
Just like the thing is, I don't beat it, man. I caress.
What, just your average jerk speed, dude.
Are you saying like when I'm going full pump, like towards the ending?
You're jerking it.
But the thing is, I don't jerk it very well. Listen, dude. I tie strings around it. I press down on the like that point above the pelvis where it meets. You know, and I'll do like
you're at a full pace. You're at a full pace.
Okay.
You're approaching the end of things.
The beating will happen. It's just that it's it's across the. I like progressive rock songs. I like the beat to come in and then it does something else for a little while and then it comes back.
I would actually say that you're not approaching the end of things. It's just a standard kind of jerk motion.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay.
I don't want you to go too fast.
Okay.
Okay, what do you got? And then hit stop when you think you got it.
All right, I got 61.
You got 61?
Yeah.
Not 161, you got 61.
Ben, I got 61.
This is gonna work terribly. So I got 160.
I can go to the end if you want. I love the end.
But my thought is, you gotta Google a song at that BPM.
Oh my
and
God.
we have to listen to that album.
Oh my god. Okay. So we have to go with mine?
No, we're doing both
I have to
parts.
choose.
I just did.
Okay. Then I don't get to choose my album. How dare you?
Well, you get to pick your song.
Yeah, there might be a songs at 61 BPM.
This was a terrible idea.
Listen, it's fine. Okay. Oh shit, there's some good ones. I got a selection here. Have you got any?
Mine are pretty shit.
I've got some interesting shit. I've got some good ones. All right, I'm in this theme. I'm with it. Are you?
Yeah, I can come up with something, man.
Okay, I'll let you make your choice first. I'm gonna kind of deliberate here.
Because as it stands, my favorite thing is "The Boys Are Back in Town" by Thin Lizzy.
Wow, dang, dude.
And that isn't to say I really like that song. It's to say everything else that's offered to me has been awful.
I have 8 pages. Sorry.
Empty Room by Arcade Fire. There we go.
Ooh.
I haven't listened to the album that is off of in years, and I've been meaning to revisit it.
Okay.
There's a couple Strokes songs here, which are pretty funny, just thematically speaking. Okay, here's the deal.
What?
Have you listened to the Is This It by the Strokes? This
No.
Is It by the Strokes? No. Because I've so far had 3 songs from the album come at my speed.
Okay. Well,
Which is kind of crazy.
you know what, dude? I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice today. I could have done
How
Owl
you gonna be
City,
nice?
but instead I'm gonna go with one that I knew. I didn't want to do this one because I know it. But let's do Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots.
I know that album a lot.
I
Dude.
know, yeah. Shit.
I listen to that album
Shit,
a
dude.
shitload.
Dude, what if I bring lyrics that you don't know? What if, dude, I out-research you? I will, dude, would it destroy
Okay,
you?
it's not even my favorite Flaming Lips album.
Alright, I've made it my goal to outclass you on this album.
It's not even. It's like my 4th or 5th favorite Flaming Lips album.
Right on.
But, okay. That's cool. You did that. You did a nice thing for me.
Okay. If you don't prefer that one, I can look for something else. But it was between that and Grizzly Bear for my highest interest.
But, are you more interested than in The Suburbs by Arcade Fire, or Is This It by The Strokes?
The Strokes, just because they've released a single. I really loved that single that they released last year, and I've never listened to any of their stuff, their old stuff.
Okay.
So
Is This It by The Strokes? It's a great album.
But I don't care. I could take either.
So here's the thing. I regularly listen to Is This It by The Strokes. I've listened to it quite a few times.
Okay.
The Suburbs by Arcade Fire got ruined for me when it came out because I listened to it 10 times on a road trip with my sister.
I haven't listened to it yet. I've only listened to their first album, so I'm in.
What do you prefer, baby?
I prefer that you do what you prefer. It sounds like Arcade Fire.
I like both of them.
Sounds like Arcade Fire.
Yeah, I kind of want to do the Arcade
Yeah.
Fire. I'd like something we both are kind of coming new to.
Yeah, sounds good, dude.
So it's The Suburbs by Arcade Fire.
Yeah.
And what do you got? What was
Yoshimi.
yours? Oh,
That was
Yoshimi.
Pink
Yeah,
Robot.
that was Pink Robot. Yeah, that way it's not 2 albums we both kind of know.
Yeah.
Or rather,
And at least we're both
at least
hitting,
one album's fresh for both of
and
us.
oddly, we're hitting a theme again of like at least popular indie albums that are modern.
I wouldn't call them modern.
I guess. I don't know.
Yoshimi came out in 2004, dude.
Whatever. To me, that's still modern.
We're old,
If
man.
anything's past 2000, it's modern. All right.
So anything past you being fucking 8
Yes.
is modern?
Yes, Ben. I'm gonna hit stop. 1, 2, 3.